this is your host, Julia Nepini. I am a clinical and forensic social worker who owns a counseling practice and a consulting business. In this show, we discuss the challenges of being successful in business while maintaining your integrity and staying true to yourself. Join me while I interview other professionals and share insights from life and experience. Let's talk about RingRx, our latest sponsor. RingRx is a high-quality, HIPAA-compliant telephone, text, and fax communications platform. They provide seamless, cost-effective communications for behavioral therapists, medical practices, hospitals, and other healthcare providers. RingRx is designed for modern healthcare environments. They offer customizable features like a phone app, automated patient outreach, voicemail, after-hours call routing, and top-quality desk phones. Try RingRx for free today at ringrx.com. And if you sign up using the code CLIMB, you'll get 15% off your monthly bill forever. Conditions apply. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Compassionate Climb podcast. If you are a new listener, welcome. We're thrilled to have you. And if you have listened to a few of the episodes and are back for more, thank you. Today's going to be a solo episode. It's been a while. Obviously, I love interviewing other people and the dynamic, engaging conversations that we have about topics that fascinate me. But there are times when something groundbreaking has happened and I feel compelled to share and utilize this platform to get the word out. And today is one of those days. So I completed a book recently that has been absolutely transformative for me. I whipped through it. I immediately implemented what was suggested. I noticed the benefits right away. And I am very confident that it can have the same effect for you. So if you have not read it yet, I suggest that you grab a copy of Make Time, How to Focus on What Matters Every Day. And it's written by Knapp and Zeratsky. So I'm going to go over some of the major takeaways and how I implemented what they suggested in my life and the impact that it had. So let's get right to it. So the concept is basically that in the world that we live in today, we are highly distracted by so many different things. And it takes us away from being fully present in the moment and staying laser focused on the things that matter the most to us, that we very oftentimes find ourselves prioritizing what other people find important as opposed to what we truly find important. And we're spending the day responding to those priorities that they've identified, whether it's responding to their emails or text messages or phone calls, social media posts, etc. And that it can really take us away from a lot of these other pursuits that we may have. So the main suggestion to start off is that we should start each day by choosing a priority. So they provide a lot of suggestions on how to do that and determine what your priority is. It can literally be anything from a major professional career decision, like opening your own business, all the way to spending quality time with your children and playing a board game after dinner and being fully present for that, or taking your dog for a walk. And so every day we want to have this highlight that we've identified. And we want to make sure that we are devoting time to that and eliminating the distractions that are going to take us away. And so the second step that they recommend is making necessary adjustments to avoid distraction throughout the day in order to remain laser focused on that highlight. And again, they provide a lot of suggestions on how to do this. And at first, it seemed a little bizarre to me. Made sense, but this kind of, can I really do this? So as I'm sure you all know, I am a group practice owner. We are a rather large practice. I am the point person for a lot of things, whether that be clinical or the administrative assistant or the biller. I'm kind of the one that keeps everything moving. And I'm in the process of making some adjustments so that we have a leadership team, and that's not all on me. But up to this point, it has been. And so the idea that they suggest of deleting not only your social media apps from your phone, you want to create a distraction-free phone that is really only alerting you when you have a text message or a phone call, But they also suggest that you delete your email from your phone. And additionally, for me, that would mean Simple Practice, the app, where we communicate with the entire team. And so initially, I was thinking this panic moment of, but I'm going to miss out on what's going on. I'm not going to be as responsive. But then I thought about it. And in all reality, it's not that I won't be responsive and it's not that I'll miss anything. It's more that I have to consciously sit at a computer and log in order to access that information. So it gives you that moment of pause to determine, are you able to fully commit to that endeavor and see it through? And that you can also designate certain times during the day that you're devoting to those things. So I made it a point that my workday was going to start at 9 o'clock in the morning. And I no longer feel compelled to look at my phone immediately when I first roll out of bed. I spend my morning a lot more stress-free. I am able to get my daughter to school and have some time before the actual workday starts to do whatever I choose to start my day off on the right foot. 9 o'clock rolls around, I settle in to my either office at home or my physical office in the city and go through my emails and check my Simple Practice messages and respond. And then I get to work on my highlight. And so far, it's worked well. I check another time throughout the day, usually midday, early afternoon. And so I'm still available and I'm still responsive, but I'm actually so much more productive because instead of constant distractions throughout the day when I'm trying to complete a task, seeing that notification because an email just came through and who is it and does it require my attention and immediate response, or I see a Simple Practice notification and I immediately open the app and respond, that it enables me to tackle all of it in one sitting in a very short amount of time. I'm focused and I'm not distracted. And then I'm able to get back to what that highlight was. So it's been pretty incredible. The other thing that they suggest is to reset our default and use our body to energize our brain. So they go through this whole section on the importance of adequate sleep, nutrition, moving our bodies. So all the things that we know are so important, but we can so easily overlook, and the things that we can be doing to really optimize ourselves physically so that we are setting ourselves up for success to tackle these highlights. And then each night before bed, they recommend that you evaluate what's working and then make adjustments or discontinue things to continually improve our method. And so you want to get an idea of what your highlight is going to be the next day, but you also want to evaluate if your systems are working and if you need to adjust your process. And so I suggest that all of you take some time to really think about how you structure your day. The things that are pulling you away from what's happening in the present moment. Are there goals that you have for yourself in terms of journaling, meditating, exercising, spending more time with certain people, self-care, health, wellness goals, whatever that may be, and consider whether any of those are worthy of being your highlight. The highlights can also be work projects or things that you want to pursue professionally. And what I found, pleasantly surprised, was that I had so much more time. So not only was I able to respond to all the messages that I had, stay in the loop, respond as the best version of myself because I'm showing up and I'm prepared and I'm present and I'm devoted to that task in the moment, and get my highlight done. But there was residual time left over to spend how I chose. So it was very eye-opening for me, very timely. I was getting to a point in my professional life where I was questioning how I could continue to juggle everything. I had gotten so caught up in this sense of busyness and always feeling the need to be productive, accomplish something. My idea of success has always been associated with checking boxes off of my to-do list and getting through that list throughout the course of the day. And the next book that I'm reading is 4,000 Weeks. And I'm not through it yet, but basically the point is you throw that whole concept out the window. So in all reality, if all we have on this earth on average is 4,000 weeks, that we want to use them wisely. And what he suggests is that we only have the present moment, and that if we accept the fact that our time on this earth is limited and that it's impossible to get everything done that we think we have to, it makes it a lot easier to live in gratitude and focus more on the things that we can, be in the moment, acknowledge where we are. So I wanted to share that with all of you. I appreciate you listening. If you do happen to read either of these books and have thoughts, I would love if you would reach out so that we can have an exchange. And stay tuned for more interviews resuming next week. If you like what you're hearing, please rate and review. This will help others find us and benefit as well. The Compassionate Climb podcast represents the opinions of Julia Nepini and her guests. The information provided is intended for educational purposes only and should not be taken as legal advice. If that is what you are seeking, please consult an attorney.